All right, it's the Wargaming Guy. Welcome back, and we just finished up that first thing in the tutorial here. So I don't know if I can actually do anything for my men or not. I'm not even sure what all this is. Click to read what they read. Okay, let's just see. Decide number resources spent on your men. Corporal, extra, blah, blah. The captain earns extra trust mission. You can see overall the units at a glance. Boy, it's a lot of information here. Select the line, decide where to help, make a change. The cost is above it. You can undo, global undo. During training, only experience and trust for leaders will be available to modify. Casualties and combat stress will appear only when you enter combat, missing in this image. And then you need these other actions. And then you'll need these other actions to aid your men. Someone dead. Okay, so I've got 7 loyalty, 7 prestige. Do I need replacements? I don't see why I would. Okay, here's first platoon. Okay, so each platoon is not like a separate thing here. Okay, if I click here, I get what he's got 0. What is this? Experience. Okay, so first platoon has 1 experience. Everybody else got the big zipperino. And the first squad of the first platoon. Okay, so these guys have some experience, but the leaders do not accept for lieutenant. Can I name myself, by the way? I've been trying to wonder about that. I don't see anything that says where I get to name myself. Change portrait? No. I want a name, Lieutenant. Oh, there it is. I'm going to name myself. I was thinking about this last night. What did I come up with? Yeah. Lieutenant Guy. That's my name. So don't... how do I get out of this now? Do I want to change my portrait? Not really. That's about it. Okay, save edit. Exit. Okay. And it still says Lieutenant Unnamed. Well, we'll try that again next time. I think for now, I don't think I can really do much for these guys. Like, I can't like, can I? Yeah. Let's undo that. Whoa. Okay, yeah, we're just going to leave things the way they are here and continue our journey. And I will have to dig into how to do that a little better. So up next, a second chance. Oh, well, isn't that nice? I didn't think I screwed up that bad.
Well, it was infantry. And infantry is different than...
Okay, we're just going to skip that. No offense, but this gets long enough as it is. Soldiers of your platoon are weary in their boots, really, as they march back to their starting places. The morning run and the recent field problem have both clearly taken their toll. Platoon Sergeant Bennett glances your way with the unspoken question of whether to quicken or slacken the pace. Lingers between you. Let them rest. They're worn out. I don't want to be a jerk here. Oh, great. They get no experience. They will also acquire a little experience. All right, fine. Hate to be a jerk, but there you go. One of your rifle squads, enemy squad in building. You have Bennett pass along the orders, and he calls a brief halt to form the columns before resuming march. It isn't a pretty line, but at least they aren't dogged anymore. Naturally, they gripe about it. At the assembly area, the field umpire with the captain bars idly adjusts his clipboard and then recites his expected line. This field problem concerns fire and movement, culminating with an assault upon the objective. Except this time, your platoon will have support from your company's weapon platoon. Well, that's nice. Heavy weapons coming up, Lieutenant, Sergeant Bennett notes as a dozen men from the weapons platoon march over. They don't have real 30 cals yet, just logs painted black. Yes, that actually did happen in the run-up to the Second World War and shortly after we entered it. They're heavy. Supposed to be as heavy as the real thing, but beefy officer leading weapons platoon carries a log as if it's no heavier than a baseball bat. Lieutenant Stern. Hey, Stern, about to kick off. Wave Stern over. I'm going to... yeah, I'll do that. Now, without us, Stern calls back. You're almost late, Lieutenant, the field umpire notes. Umpire notes. It was a long run from the target range, Stern replies evenly, but it'll be the Krauts who will be doing the running when we take a crack at them. Yes, well, today's objective is for a combined arm assault on the farmhouse down there. Time will be, as it ever is, a factor. Stern certainly is eager. At least the umpire is staying focused. Wait until it is clear that the umpire is done talking. Stern looks your way. Tell me what to hit, and we'll hit it hard enough for you to schlep right over, he says, then glances down at the 30 cal, quote unquote, in his hands and chuckles, well, we'll pretend to anyway. Back to your platoons, lieutenants, the field umpire says to you both. You are allowed only limited communication while the exercise is paused. In particular, the weapons platoon will be initially unavailable. What completely valid reason is there for that? Understood. Rifles first because... I'm just saying understood. Good, because it is part of the exercise, the field umpire replies, and that is apparently that. Remember, rifles first, and then machine gun. Stern gives you a knowing nod at that news, and the two of you depart for your different platoons. You consider how to best develop this field problem. Your 3 rifle squads are organized as part of the first platoon. The machine gun and the mortar are part of the weapons platoon. Each platoon has a leader in charge. Stern is in charge of the weapons platoon. Yes, we generally, I think, know these things. Shooting expends up to 2 orders, 1 order to move. 1 order to shoot, 2 orders to move. Oh, that's interesting. Mortar squad is 2 and 2, and a leader is 1 to move out or shoot, may use bolster, rally, whatever. We've got everything but tanks, Sergeant Bennett remarks. Okay, so unit gains temporary morale if it's bolstered. Takes me forward to rally. Suppression is removed. Suppression via combat shock, whatever that is. Casualties. Oh, when they enter combat, they get suppressed. Okay. Some of the combat outcomes you will have to sort. And yes, these can be accessed by the GUI reference screen, the one you bring up by hitting the question mark. Okay, so...
Bennett
tactics.
tells me you're progressing, LT. So today we get to talk about tactics, not just mechanics. Without further ado, why don't we go to, I think, the core of how we're different from most tactical games that the casual gamer or others might be familiar with.
Alrighty, let's do that.
Bang, 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 you're dead games. This is true a fair number of tactical World War II games, too. But I don't think of reality. People don't want to die.
Wow,
You
look at those
fire at them,
stats.
they're going to get down behind the stone wall, and your bullets aren't going to do much. So, instead, you need what's called the 4Fs. So here we are in Germany. You've got elements of a rifle platoon. We've got Germans up north. And your goal is to suppress them first. You're not going to succeed in killing them. They're in pretty good cover, and they're going to put their heads down. So you've started firing, but it's not just bang, bang, bang even for suppression. You have to be smart. You have to use your leadership. You have to bolster. Improving their fire. The leader is directing the fire here. He's using a heavy weapon. which is intimidating, higher rate of fire, puts more bullets around the squad. And, you know, when you hear bullets whizzing by, you start to be suppressed, meaning you're keeping your head down.
Okay, they're going to hit him again.
And you can see the color bars here are telling us the state of the enemy's morale. They've gone from green to yellow, and they will shortly be at red. They've been doing an effective job here. He's suppressed.
So now we charge him. A whistle blows. The field problem begins. Finish the exercise before turn 2. The men don't get anyone, quote, killed, unquote. Okay. Select this squad, then right-click to shoot. This consumes 1 leader order and up to 2 rifle squad orders. All right. What's going on here? Why aren't we shooting? There, I can right-click it. Suppress. Stone walls will stop bullets, Lieutenant, Sergeant Bennett says, but they're not invincible over there. We've got the firepower. Let's have the other squad keep their heads down until Stern is ready. Squad, prepare to fire. You give the order and your men take aim. The enemy is already partially suppressed, so this should be a little easier. Select this squad and right-click. You're surprised. You signal Sergeant Grant across the way. He replies with equal vigor and gets the other squad into position. A glance through your binoculars reveals Private Roberts as the soldier squints through the circular iron sights at a distant target. Beside him is Private Hancock, who apparently has again mislaid the protective ears on either side of his submachine gun sights, no doubt to remove something he considers to be a distraction. Do a little shooting myself. Remember to ask Hancock about his weapon later. Keep my weapon slung. Eventually gain XP. I want some XP, but I don't really know that that's my place, so I'm going to keep the weapon slung. Officers are more than foot soldiers. Trying to be one is a bad trade. That's probably it for the rifle work, Sergeant Bennett says as the referee make their calculations, but we could give them a taste of 30 cal instead. Same rounds, but lots more of them if we had permission to use a radio. No radios are available, however, we do have flags. The Empire waves at a set of flags marked radio. Oh, that's hilarious. You could always send a runner, of course, slower but more reliable if they don't get shot. Should have opened fire with machine gun first. Rifles did some work. The machine guns can do more. We'll do that. Rifles took easy, accurate shots, but the MG can spit out a lot more lead, but that alone isn't enough. This was probably the lesson the Empire wanted to teach. Firefights can be complicated. Hold the Alt key to mouse over each section for a breakdown of what's going on. Okay. I'm going to try the flags. You signal Stern with the flags. He signals back in acknowledgement. All the while, the enemy keeps their head down. End the round, then activates Stern.
We further reinforce that sense of limited command and control by dividing the turn into leader rounds. If it's your leader round, you only get to lead your men. And you don't get to lead them doing Stern's leader round.
Okay. To get the heavy weapon involved, you'll have to switch leaders by ending the round. The enemy will have a chance to react by taking their own round, but that can't be helped right now. Stern confirms the message. The Empire marks his clipboard. You can always see who's leading, okay? Just a little bit. The real star of this show will become the machine guns. Those can spit out a lot of lead. Okay. Coordination takes time, Sergeant Bennett says, as the two of you watch Stern's men set up shop. No way around that, even if we had real radios.
That end toward the enemy.
All right. Open fire with machine gun. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Is that just, I'm not quite sure what's happening. Let's try it. There we go. Okay, it was just showing me what it. That's a sound to hear and fear, especially since the machine gun is firing at the enemy beyond the effective range of their rifles, though it would have been even better if he'd bolstered his men first. Nearby, the field umpire checks his watch. Everything is timed. The umpires are more persistent than subtle. Get on with it. There's a lot of firepower worth the weight of carrying it forward, Bennett says. If we really want to make them huddle and puddle in their boots, we'll need the mortars. Well, gee whiz. Lieutenant Stern will spot the fall of his unit's mortar rounds from his location. The umpire indicates that's the only way to ensure accuracy. The mortars don't need to be able to see the enemy directly to lob shells at them. They just need Stern to be in a position to spot the fall of the rounds. Okay, so the mortars could sit safely on the reverse slope of a hill and still contribute to the battle. In fact, that is the way they prefer to conduct themselves, of course.
Lay it on him!
Left click on Stern. Didn't I? There. I don't, too. Left click on, oh, I see. If I would pay attention to more than just the screen, or the map, rather. Pick support asset. Finally, right click to mortar the enemy. Boom! So we got some spreads. You found, fired, and fixed, but no
Some of
casualties.
you will recognize this. But note there weren't any casualties.
Yeah.
So now we have to, ideally, flank and finish. And Dearborn, let's hope you can do the job here. So it's really about sort of laying down the field work for success. There's a lot of games that focus on drama of melee, but from what I've read, for instance in Leo Murray's book, actually most assaults led to surrender or retreat because people suppressed don't really want bayonets in the stomach.
That's true. At least with the Germans. Now the Japanese, if they bring this to the Pacific front, they're going to have to do some changing. Attack against and beyond the flank of the leading hostile elements, followed by support platoon attacking hostile flank directly. A moment of calm amid the chaos. Consider the situation in depth. More addition. All right, fine. Why not?
So I've simplified here, but if you want more depth, The Real Rule Small Arms in Combat, good 4-page article. War Games by advisor Leo Murray goes into some depth. I will say, for most gamers we see in playtesting, this is a significant learning curve. They want bang, 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 you're dead, and they overdo it. We have to train them very hard to do the 4Fs. And with that, we have to train them to know the different types of units and their strength and weaknesses.
Okay.
And I'll let this speak for itself for a moment. Kind of your all-around guys. Notice they're getting into flanking position. Remember, 4Fs. This is our maneuver element.
Ah. All right.
This is our fire base.
Yep.
Ideally with good leadership, unless you sent the leader to help with the assault. And you can move the machine gun, but then if you do that, they won't be able to fire, right? It's a trade-off.
Yeah. Mortars.
Let's let the mortar speak for themselves now.
Ubiquitous support.
Notice there was a line of sight blockage with the trees, but the spotter helped you. Model spotting. So your leader may creep up and direct indirect fire from behind the hill. It's combined arms to do the 4Fs. Can't miss a patent quote when you have the chance.
All right. Army employs field manuals for field problems, and they've revised those recently. There we go, Lieutenant. Sergeant Bennett says as the moment of calm fades. There ain't nothing a soldier can do about a shell that has his name on it. However, the squad isn't considered dead, merely pinned. The field umpire notes, and they'll stay that way unless you execute an assault to either take prisoners or force the enemy to retreat. Bang, bang, bang will not take positions or prisoners. A squad will just hunker down behind cover and wait things out. This is why, you will need to make an assault. Let's take him in the flank, Sergeant Bennett says. No one fights hard if you hit him in the kidneys from the get-go. If we can stay out of their sights, so much the better. When Stern ceases fire, you will attempt exactly that. Battlefield can become cluttered with messages and indicators. This unit has high morale, has bolstered and is flanking. Assault chance 97%. Odds of successfully initiating the assault vary greatly. Even moderately suppressed squad will almost never be able to manage it. But if a squad is in good morale, gets bolstered, and takes the enemy in the flank, well, they will almost always commence the assault. To see if the squad meets that criteria, look for the flanking morale boost indicator. Okay, one. End the round to switch over to switch. Yeah, got it. Select these units. 2. Then, oh, this is the bolster. I've been wondering. Yeah, I've never done that before. Okay, we're going to bolster. Then we're going to bolster. Then, how come 2's still there? Finally, assault. Remember, select these units. They're selected, right? What am I? Too far? With waypoints? Okay. Select these units. Go. Okay, I did something. What did I do wrong here? Yeah. I bolstered them. But I can't. I bolstered them. I'm bolstering already. Do I have to? Why does it? I'm not getting this. This is not working. I've selected. Do I hit? No, I hit that. But it's not. Do I have to come back and do something?
That's the way!
Ah, well, see now. Okay, so I got to select them. I select. I think I used up all my points because I screwed up, didn't I? Yeah, all right, well. This is really frustrating. How do we undo things here? No, I don't want to withdraw. I want to undo. That's not going to help me. Oh, great. Okay, fine. We're going to... Yes, I know. I want to assault them. I can't. It doesn't work. Oh, God. This is... I just am having trouble with the mechanics. Just let me go back to the stupid... Yes, I know. I want to assault this position. Are they ready to go? Oh, God. Now I lost my assault thing again. I cannot for the life of me do this right. It's my fault. Yeah, I know. Okay. But I'm not... See. Finish this. Left click selects. Right click enables. I just did it and it's not working. There. No, they fired. No. What is happening? I don't understand this. Group? What do you mean group not selected? They look both selected to me. Screw this. Now are we ready? Now can we? This is really frustrating. No! No! Oh, fuck. Did I just get shot or did they get shot? I don't even know what's going on anymore. I'm trying. It won't select. Oh, gosh, this is so frustrating. Yeah, I know they're cowering. You know what? I can't do him. Where am I? Could either of you guys assault them? Probably not. They're shaken, so. No. I don't. Yeah. There will be no turn 5. Okay, smart aleck. Yeah, I got it. I'm trying, but no one will let me. Finally, maybe. Do I do this first? It doesn't do anything. What is going on? You guys are probably all yelling at me. I got a bolster, I guess. Will we try that? Good. Here it is. I don't know why that red X is there, but... Yeah, I know. Are they the one? I don't. I give up. I do not understand this at all. I'm trying to assault the blinking position. It won't work. I don't get it. So I'm going to flunk this. I hope they don't. Yeah, I know. See, I can't do it, so there's no point in messing with it. I don't get another turn. Great. Minor, yeah, I'd say so. I still don't know how to assault anything.
Being a strong leader also meant being able to rely on others to help get the job done.
Okay. I can't. This is so frustrating for me. No, I had the stupid mechanics weren't working. That's what the problem was. Jeez. I don't even... Oh, great. I'm not going to aid my stupid man. I don't even aid myself. Get out of here with the men. No, seriously. I just have to get to the point where I can, like, figure out what I'm doing wrong with the assault thing. It looks really simple, but it wasn't working. So obviously I was doing something wrong. Okay, we'll skip that. Okay, can't pick it. They trudge down the road. That's our male lieutenant. Sergeant Bennett asks, given how the Jeep practically overflows with cargo, some of it has to be from Nickel Company. And this looks like a good place to jump in and call it for this video. We'll be back with the second half of this, and we'll see if I can figure things out. So come on back then, and until then, this is the Wargaming Guy. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody, and I'll see you later.